All right, Jabosai, good morning. Let us begin. We are continuing, Baruch Hashem, in Perek Havav, chapter 26, and we find ourselves. I sent out the pages on the WhatsApp chat, so we are picking up on the bottom of page Reish Samich. V'tira ata hefresh shebin atar la kadosh. So here, the Ramchal makes an amazing distinction between Tara and Kedusha. Herein lies the distinction between Tara and Kedusha. Hatar, Maisav Chamri, in page Reish Samich Aleph, Einam ela hechrechim. When it comes to Tara, so the person who is tar engages in physical activity, but his physical activity is based on compulsion. In other words, that he has if the person who's tar, in his mind, if he had the ability to somehow transcend his physicality and not engage in physical activity, he would do so. He would do so, but he has no choice. He is a physical, material being. So he has no choice but to engage in the physical. They're compulsory. And therefore, again, his relationship to his physical life is something that is an indispensable necessity. I must engage in the physical because I'm a physical, I'm a body. So we'll say, so this individual on his level of Tara understands that the primary part of who I am is my soul. That's the primary part of who I am. But as much as I would love just to nourish the soul and to ignore the physical, I can't do that. I can't do that because I am a physical, corporeal being. So as such, I engage in the sustenance, in sustaining the physical, but I only do so because I have to, because there is no choice. So therefore, such a person reaches the level of Tara. Ach liklal Kedusha lo bahu. Suppose this is incredible. He's come to the level of Tara, but he has not come to the level of Kedusha. For what is the level of Kedusha? Ki ilu haya efshar biltam kvar haya yoser tov. Before we get to that, because on the Tara level, on the Tara level, if he was able to do without the physical, it would be even better. It'd be even better. Watch this. Ach hakadosh hadovik tomid leilokov v'nafshum nishalachas bein hamuskalos ha'amitios ba'avas bor ovi yiraso. And I will say that the person who is kadosh, which remember again, Kedusha, as we understood, represents this, like so much of everything we've learned, is this God awareness, right? That HaKadosh Baruch Hu is part and parcel of every single thing that I do. Every single thing that I do, right? And that I recognize that even the material things that I do, there's a godliness embedded in that. Listen to what he writes. He says, Hine nechshav lo, kilu mishalich lifnei Hashem ba'artzos ha'chaim, odenu po ba'olam hazeh. This person who is kadosh, this wording is so beautiful. He is viewed as if he walks before God, even when he lives in this world. This individual is able to achieve a level of connection to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Doesn't have to wait to Olam Haba for this incredible level of devekos, this incredible level of interconnectedness, or of clinging or cleaving to HaKadosh Baruch Hu, but rather he achieves it here. V'hine ish kazeh, hu atzmo nechshav kimishkan, kimikdash, kimizbeach, ukima'amarim zichron levracha, Vayal me'al av Elokim, ha'avos hein merkava. V'chein, I'm just going to read a few lines. V'chein amru, ha'tzedikim hein merkava, ki ha'shchina shora aleim ki moshaisa shor b'mikdash. We'll say, what's Kedusha? So Kedusha is a level where a person literally becomes the chariot of HaKadosh Baruch Hu. The Ribono Shel Olam rests upon me. His presence devolves upon me. He is part and parcel of my life because I make him part and parcel of my life each and every day. Now what's the chap? Ume'ato hamaychol shem ochlim hu kikarban sha'ola al gabe ha'ishim ki vadaihu she'nechshav li'iloi gadol osam adarm shayu olim al gabe mizbeach ki evan shem nikravim lifnei Hashrina. Let's listen to this. This is incredible. When a person goes ahead and reaches the level of Kedusha, So what Kedusha, let's remember again, as we saw before, what Kedusha really represents, right? The Ramchal explained this over the last couple of Shiurim. What Kedusha really represents is an ability to achieve a sustained level of Devekus, an ability to achieve a level of God awareness that transcends and permeates every single thing that I do in life. To the point, says the Ramchal, that a person who reaches the level of Kedusha, his eating or physical or material activity is not simply something that must be done in order to sustain or maintain his body. I have no choice. What am I supposed to do? If I don't eat, I'm going to die. If I don't drink, I'm going to die. If I don't sleep, I'm going to die. So that's not why he does those things, but he recognizes that those very physical activities can themselves become part of one's avodas Hashem. That those very physical things themselves can be endowed with a dimension of holiness when a person understands that he's engaging in them to serve HaKadosh Baruch Hu. So also what Ramchal is pointing out over here, something really amazing. It just happens to be, as an aside, the Lubavitcher Rebbe Zecher Tzadik Livracha says this concept in his Likutei Sichos on this week's parsha of Kedoshim. Actually, I mentioned this in a different year, right? That the pasuk says, "Kedoshim tiyu, ki kadosh ani Hashem Elokechem." You should be kadosh. God tells us you should be holy because I, your God, am holy. I'm holy, so you should be holy. So everybody try. There's only one problem with that statement, which is that the Torah doesn't define what holiness is. So what is Kedusha? So the Lubavitch Rebbe says something amazing. He says people often assume that what's Kedusha? Torah, mitzvos. Right? Torah, mitzvos. That's how you become Kadosh. So the Rebbe says something amazing. He says it can't be, because the fact that we have Torah and mitzvos and that distinguishes us from the nations of the world, that's glaring and obvious. The Rebbe instead posits that Kedoshim Tiyu must be something much more nuanced. It must refer to something that we share in common with the nations of the world, yet we do differently. So he says, for example, what? So he gives these examples: eating, drinking, intimacy, all of these things are things that people do in general, right? It's Jew, non-Jew, Jew, Gentile, it doesn't make a difference. So what does it mean to be Kaddish? What it means to be Kaddish is to find the ability to infuse a dimension of holiness into things that the rest of the world considers mundane. So whereas everyone eats, even animals eat, right? Yet when the Jew eats, the Jew finds a way to infuse a God awareness and a godliness into that activity, whether it's through a bracha, whether it's through divrei Torah, whether it's through birkas hamazon, whatever it is. Kedoshim Tiyu means take the things that you do that everyone else does, and when I say everyone, humanity, even the animal kingdom, right? And yet find a way to infuse a dimension of holiness into that by creating a God awareness. That's ki kadosh ani Hashem Elokechem. Bring God into even the most mundane things. That's Kedusha. That's Kedusha. So it's interesting. I don't know that maybe everybody's quoting this. The Ramchal is really saying the same thing. Ramon Shachayim Letzato, just a couple of 100 years earlier, was saying the same exact thing. This Yisod, that he realized also the distinction between Kedusha and Tara. Tara, purity. Remember again, on our ladder of Midos, of the Ramchal, purity, Tara, is lower than Kedusha. Because what's purity? Purity is the desire to become a spiritual being by going ahead and kind of transcending the physical. Recognizing that physicality or material life holds me back. How can I overcome it? How can I overcome it? Kedusha is even a higher level, right? Because what does Kedusha say? Kedusha says that there is godliness to be found in everything. I don't have to transcend my physicality. I just have to lift it up, right? So as I said, in Tara, if you gave a person, the wish would be, I wish I didn't have to eat. I wish I didn't have to eat, right? How much better would life be? Cheaper, right? Also, right? I wish I didn't have to eat, because eating, being mired in that physicality holds me back. Kedusha says, no, bring godliness into your consumption. Bring godliness into your eating. Don't think of eating as holding you back, but figure out a way to lift eating up. It's a dramatically different approach, says Ramchal, which is why, and by the way, you can understand, remember, this is the last chapter of Mesillas Yesharim. This is the last movie. We're coming to a close with the Sefer, because the pinnacle of spiritual accomplishment is Kedusha. The pinnacle of spiritual accomplishment is the ability to bring God into everything I do, even the physical side. The fact that I can bring HaKadosh Baruch Hu into my davening, I mean, it's kind of taken for granted a little bit that we're going to bring HaKadosh, although it's not so pashut, right? A person, we know a person could daven and never think about God, right? But so that obviously, but to bring HaKadosh Baruch Hu into the realm of spiritual activity, of course, but Lamaisa to go ahead and bring HaKadosh Baruch Hu into the physical, that's Kedusha. That's Kedusha, and that's the highest level of Kedusha. So we're out of time, so I'll have to stop over here. But we'll pick up Emir Hashem with this topic tomorrow. But so you begin to see everything we've been working with in Mesillas Yesharim is to bring us to this point. Everything is about Kedusha. Everything is about not thinking that holiness requires a transcendence of the physical, but that holiness requires an uplifting of the physical. Tara is transcending physicality. Kedusha is uplifting physicality. To be continued in Mesillas Hashem tomorrow. Shkoach, everyone.